What's up, folks? Welcome back to Netter Gold. I'm your host, Michael NightWing, and today we're going to go over a plethora of hair twisting devices to make sure your hair can look as good as mine. All jokes aside, I have so many twist combs, curl sponges in front of me here that we're going to utilize and go over so you can see how the curl pattern is on each and every one of these devices. And in between each device usage, I'll be using an unbrush just to undo all the curls so that we can start from a neutral position. We don't have to wait days and days and days to see just how great I look. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to start telling you guys some of the features of these devices while also showing you the 360 so we can save some time together, because honestly, you don't want to watch me do this all day, do you? I know you don't. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first one I want to go over is just the neutral position. That's going to be the curl sponge here. Right, this is going to be our base that everyone uses, every barber uses. This is just the go-to, the OG of twisting devices. So with the curl sponge, my biggest thing about it, I like it and I don't like it on completely opposite ends of the spectrum. For the light side, it does a fantastic job of getting the curls done. They look great, they feel great, and they last all day. Very nice, defined curls that have a nice bit of height to them. On the other side, the comb itself is pretty dirty. I don't like how much hair is left inside the comb. I think it's pretty gross. Since it is my hair, that's okay, it's just mine. But if my barber was using this, I wouldn't be too happy because it's not easy to clean, and the odds of it being cleaned in between uses of mine and someone else's is pretty slim. So with that, I do like the curl sponge, but it is the neutral that everyone understands and everyone utilizes. So we're gonna start with that one. Next, I want to move to the Kiss Colors and Care Twist King Style and Define with the Bow Wow signature. All right, so this is for larger twists, coils, and curls. It's pretty bulky. It's made of silicone or plastic in general, or rubber, sorry, in general. And it's pretty beefy. It's very durable. It's going to last you a while. And I will say that it is hair that gets trapped on the inside, but it's not something that would be difficult to remove like it would be the sponge. Also, it does have a nice bit of weight to it, so it can be a little heavy if you want to carry around in a backpack or in your back pocket, which I don't really think you would. But all in all, I think the curls on this one are fantastic. I want to say a bit thicker than what I would like. I kind of want smaller curls in a sense, like tighter, smaller curls versus like 5 or 6 really big twists. But I do like this device in general. It's also, like I said, very sanitary, and that's a big thing to me. Just cleanliness, cleanliness, cleanliness. So the next one we're going to move to after that one is actually going to be the Red Premium, which is also pretty much the exact same company. I believe Kiss Coil owns Red Premium when I was doing my research, and it's just the same company, just with a different breakdown or a different branch of the business. For this one is going to be the Bow Wow Twist King Signature Gold Edition, which is 30% slimmer and lighter than the original edition. So it is definitely smaller and it is definitely lighter than the other one. And this one is meant for smaller twists, coils, and curls. So this one has it's more of a dense pattern, which I like a lot. It gives me the smaller curls I prefer, like the curl sponge gives, but in a cleaner device. And it is lighter, and it's also curved here, which makes it easier when you're working around the head to get all the spots, opposed to just a regular flat curl sponge where you gotta angle it around the entire time. I truly do enjoy this device, and possibly this may be my favorite device of the entire set. But let's go through the rest of them just to give them all a fair understanding and a fair chance to win. All right, so the next one we have up here is a generic brand, and I will put that one, and all of these will be in the description below. But this one is actually pretty cool because it's made of like a rubbery silicone kind of material, very flexible, very bouncy. They have a flat side and a bumpy side. The flat side is, of course, for shorter hair, and then the bumpy side is for longer hair. I think it did a pretty fantastic job of twisting up the hair. I would say it took a little bit longer just because the rubber rubbing against any natural oils that in my hair, or any of the oils that were left over from yesterday or last night, were in there, making it a bit difficult for it to grip the hair like it was supposed to. But it did at the end do a fantastic job. It took a bit more work. It's on the heavier side, I would say, comparable to the original Twist King sponge from Bow Wow. It's about the same, but the material definitely feels different. It's not my favorite, but it's not the worst. Honestly, none of these are that bad, so it's just not my favorite, not my personal choice. But for the price point, it might be for you. For the Twist Kings, I will say one of my favorite things about them are also the little nubs that are on them. They have these little nubs, which I can hear gripping the hair, making really fantastic coils. The Gold Twist King has those little nubs as well, which are pretty fantastic. And just because they're smaller, I get those tighter and denser coils. So the design of this one is, to me, grade A, premium. It does say red premium on the back. Pretty solid. I enjoy it. I like it. And this will be most likely my go-to for everything. Okay, so let's move on to another one. It's a pretty generic one as well. I will link it in the description for you all. But this one does also come with a double-sided feature. It's similar rubber, just like the red generic one. But this one on the inside actually has little grooves to grip the hair to help with the twisting. And the little nubs as well for the longer hair. So I did like the way they handle the gripping of the hair from internal spots. Also, another favorite of mine for this one is it came with a little pick on the inside, a collapsible pick. Now, as you all know, I don't use plastic combs and picks on my hair, but I do think it's pretty solid that it comes with that inside so you can pick your hair out throughout the day if you need to redo things or change things up. And if you just are hanging out at a friend's house, you can just take this and you have everything you need to fix your hair for the next morning. One of the downsides of this though is on the inside there are hairs that get trapped on the inside. So if you aren't cleaning it out, it can probably get fungusy and moldy and just stinky altogether. So I would be careful with that. Just make sure you take it apart, rinse it out, let it dry overnight so that you don't have to deal with dirty and nasty, gunky inside. Because once your hair starts to stink, now you got a problem. It does come with the bumpy side for longer hair and the flat side for shorter hair. So it depends what kind of curls you want to go for. You can make it happen with this one. And it has rubber grips on the side, which helps with just getting a nice, a nice handle on things, which I do enjoy. So now we're going to move to the twisted up comb. This one here is fantastic. I thoroughly enjoy it for its cleanliness. Also, it does have metal. I do prefer metal over rubber or plastic just so there's no static electric buildup. But honestly, it's also wrapped in plastic on the outside. So even if the twisting part isn't actually giving me the static electricity, if there is any, the red part definitely would be anyway. So no harm, no foul. It is what it is, right? I do like this one a lot. It's very thin, it's very lightweight, and it can go in your pocket very easily, or you can throw it in the bag, and it won't add too much of a footprint to your packaging and to your carry-on weight in general. All in all, one of my thorough favorites, and I will say probably second after the red premium. All right, so the last one we have here is going to be the Twisted Up Modular 3-in-1 Pocket, the HaHa Davis Special Edition. Now this one is very different. And I like that it's different. So this one's a modular one where you can actually change the size of the curls you're going for based on how much hair you have, or if you want to utilize it with a friend. I think this is fantastic for any barber just because you can change it up depending on the hairstyle that you're dealing with or the hair length. It comes with a large, medium, and a small grid to just work out for all different hair lengths. The medium one is going to be the exact same pattern as the original Twisted Up. And then the small and the large ones are the newer ones. So the larger one to me gives the same kind of large curls as the original twist comb from Bow Wow. And then the smaller one gives the same kind of curl tightness and density as the red premium from Bow Wow. Now, if you do get the HaHa Davis edition or the modular comb, this one, the pocket one, or the bigger one, you get 3 different options. So I think it's a pretty solid investment if you plan on having, different hair lengths over time. One downside to this one, which is the same as the one that's of the same kind of design, is going to be that the inside does cake up with hair. So please make sure you clean that out, because if you don't, you're going to just have hair caked up everywhere inside of your comb, which can be quite gross. But easy enough for your barber to take apart, throw in some of the Barbasol, and let it do its thing and clean itself, and then they're good to go. So this is a solid piece of equipment as well. So my final thoughts for everything. The Bow Wow Premium is personally my favorite. One, because it is larger than the Twisted Up comb, so it gets the job done to me a lot faster. And it also doesn't hold the hair on the inside as much as the twisted up smaller one Haha Davis edition does. But honestly, in a pinch, all these will do the job fantastic, so it doesn't matter. And I prefer all of these over the curl sponge when it comes to cleanliness and just being utilized by a numerous number of people. Because again, this is just hair that I'm pulling out from this device just because it is so gunky. But with that being said, please do me a solid favor in the comments below. Let me know which one is your favorite, which one of these devices you utilize at home. What does your barber use? What would you rather they use? You know, just let me know if this was something of use to you as well, because if so, I'll try and continue on this path of trying out tools and devices to make your hair care journey a lot easier versus you having to go out and buy all this stuff. Because I probably spent 25, like $100, $150 on curl sponges, and I really just need one. So I would like to do more of these so you don't have to spend the money and waste your time. I just spend my money and waste my time. I think that's a fair deal, don't you think? Anyway, with that being said, do me a solid favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video. If you can, please go home and tell your dad you love him. I appreciate you so much. Please be happy. Please be joyful. Have a beautiful night. Be safe. See ya. Whoo! All right. Don't you hear me crying? Oh.